What up, YouTube? We're back again. We're on a part 13 already. So we're going to be talking about what they're categorizing on the SRT as test supports tools. Okay, so it's going to move along the lines of just capabilities that we can use when we're answering questions like the answer eliminator and things like that. So there's about 6 more or something. I'm going to pop into the chat again one more time. The link that I'm using that's going to be on the screen in a second. All right, so that's going to be the SRT itself. So again, the SRT is a tutorial, but we're really going to focus on using the features themselves. And you guys should, again, take the SRT and look at it a few times, especially if you look at it, say, today after the video. You really need to do it at the time where the platform is going to be available. And the platform may not be available for another month to the general public. All right, so I'm going to take the tutorial. Where did it go? All right, we're going to basically log in. It's going to authenticate us. Okay, we're going to start. Okay, I'm going to go down now to, we're going to go straight to the support tools. They're calling these accessibility features. I'm not sure I'm so keen on that term, but so here we got test supports here. All right, so the section will show you features that support you during testing. I think everything we kind of showed already does that. So these features can help you better focus on read and see your test. Okay, so we're gonna click next. And the first one is answer masking. All right, so we had answer eliminator. So the question is, what is answer masking? All right, answer masking basically makes your question into a grid-in. Okay, so look at the instructions it said. This is a little more tedious. I wish there was a mask button up here. In fact, I'm gonna add that to my comments that I'm putting in a file. Masking should be done elsewhere, maybe. Let me just put that on there for now, and I'll. So the thing is, it says open the drop-down menu. This here. So this is something next to your name. Use a drop-down menu. So this is specific to you. All right, it says select enable answer masking, and then follow the directions in the question below. All right, so it says use the closed eye and the open eye to find the correct answer for the question below. All right, so let's go do what it says. So we we are going to go all the way over here to our name, which seems to have nothing to do with anything. We're going to enable answer masking, and I want you to look at the A, B, C, D choices. Bam, they went away. All right, so what we can do is we can now answer whatever the question may have been. Okay, so let's go through that one more time because I didn't have the screen turned on. So we'll. All right, so we're at the answer masking feature, and we're gonna basically make this into a gridding question. All right, so what we're gonna come over here is to guess user, and this would be your name. You're gonna drop down the user drop-down menu and enable answer masking. So bam, now that goes away now. All right, and then it's saying use the open and closed eye to reveal an answer. So what you could do if you want is, let's say it was a math question, just cover up all the answers and try to figure out the answer without looking at them. And then what you can kind of do is just do a peek, right? We can just click this back and forth to bring that choice back up. We can do that here. Okay, we can do that here. And we can do that here, right? And we can answer these guys as well. Because remember, we're in pointer mode as well at the same time. All right, and if you want, you can do the answer eliminator on top of it, right? So we can, right, and we can get rid of that, right? So it's covered up. So we don't even know that it's answer eliminated, right? So you can combine these different features in different ways if you want. All right. And when you finally think you have the answer, so basically you would at some point reveal all the answers. Okay. And let's say you end up bringing back the pointer, you answer A. Okay. So what's interesting is you're still in the answer masking mode. So what you need to do is come back and disable answer masking. So watch, bam, right? So the eyes went away. All right. And by the way, you don't need to get rid of them per se because you answered the question. The same way you don't need to get rid of the answer eliminator X's either. All right. Because if you go to the next question, let's say it's this, and then come back to the one we just had, look, that happens. So let's kind of do that. If we enable answer masking, that's the way it should have been. Well, no, it thinks we have the answer. So I guess if we click on that, I'm not sure how to remove an answer that you already gave. That seems to be a bug in the thing. Although the way it normally works is if you click on another choice, it switches over. So apparently once you click a choice, um, it stays as that choice. All right. So choices are persistent to that. So let's see here. A, B, C, D choices are persistent. All right. Anyway, so that's that capability for us. And that shouldn't be a problem. And it's just another tool. This is something you might do. You might even put a piece of paper over it on a pencil-based exam, or cover it over with your hand, or it's a bona fide gridding question. So yeah, there we go. All right, and then at the end, theoretically, you should go back and disable the answer masking. All right. By the way, there is a feature here. If you notice this battery right here, see that there it says 92%. Well, that's actually the percent of the battery on my computer. And if you notice, it has a lightning bolt charged into there. So if I disconnect it right now, look what happens. The lightning bolt goes away. So it is a way for you to track whether the battery on your computer is charged. And if you notice the little bar there, and I just plugged it back in, it because it's 92%, the white part doesn't fill up the whole battery, if you will. So if it was 50%, it would only go to half the size. So you do have a visual clue about what's going on there. There's nothing you can click here, but that's kind of a cute thing they added into there. This is not documented in the SRT, so it kind of should be. And I'm going to put that here too, because these are little subtle things that I think that they should document. Battery not documented. So I'm sending them notes. I've been sending them notes for a bit. Okay, so that's the answer eliminator. Click on the thing next to your name, enable it, do what you got to do with the eyes open and closing, and when you're done, disable it. All right, so any questions so far? Please like and subscribe the video as well. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. All right, so that is one of the tools. Another tool is color contrast. So we have black text on a white screen. It might be that you don't like that. A lot of people set up themes, right? So it's telling us to do the same thing. Go to the user drop-down menu, okay? Select change the background and foreground color. Select a color of your choice and then continue. And then repeat these steps until you get what you want. So let's do that. If we go over here, change the background and foreground color, it's going to give us a pop-up here. So if you notice the first one, the default is black text on a white background. So let's do white text on a black background. Bam. All right, so there we go. Or how about black on a pink background, or whatever that is, teal or fuchsia or something like that, and then something like that. So you can set it to your preference, and and we can X out of this contrast setting. And the idea is, if you do X out of it, and it turns out you don't like it, you come back, you re-click it, and you can set it to any other. So I'm just going to set it back to the normal mode. And this continue, I can either X out or continue. If I click continue, it just brings me back to here. All right, so this is, again, accessibility in terms of getting your eye conditions and useful. It's like night mode and all those kind of things like that. Now, some of these can start getting esoteric, but if your eyes get tired, 2 hours into the exam or whatever, so remember, so far the exam is being stated that it will remain 3 hours. That's supposed to be true for the 2026 version as well. I don't know if that's going to be true completely at that point, but we're focusing on mainly the 2025 exam as well. All right, so this is the color contrast tool. We have a line reader mask. So this one's a little funky. All right, so we also are going to go into here. And if you notice some of these tools that are showing up here, they're popping in and out. So it says magnifier, line reader. So if I go back to the previous question or the previous screen, if you notice, all of them are not, well, actually they are there. I think they changed when I tried this before I did this video. Okay, anyway, there's a line reader mask. And this is a way to focus on when you're reading a passage. So there's something over here, if we look, it says video and passage. So if I click on passage, bam, there's a passage right there. All right. So what it's going to do is focus on a certain point. So let's go actually do that. If I click on the line reader, look what happens. So there's actually a bunch of controls here. So one is I can drag this whole thing down. Do you see that there? And I can bring it through here. The other thing I can do is if I want to mask out the whole poem in this case, I can get that lower corner and drag it all the way down. Okay, so now at this point, I can just do that. And I can focus on something. Especially, so this is either for reading, kind of like moving your finger along if you want. And that's another way to do line reading, if you will. Anyway, I can drag this down. Okay, and this is applicable only to the passage itself. Okay, the other thing is if I could bring it back to the original mode it was, and by the way, we can bring this all the way like that and so on, right? The other kind of approach to take this is that instead of masking out the whole screen, and by the way, I can also drag that. So if you will, if I want to show a stanza or a passage, a paragraph, I can do that as well, right? But in any event, another thing I can do is if it was like this, I can take this whole thing and just drag that up and down. So it's pretty malleable what we can do with it. And a lot of people don't like to use this, and a lot of people like to use this. And it's one of those things you can get used to doing because you don't want to get distracted with text or anything else, right? And again, this is going. Oh, actually, it does go there. Okay, I thought I tried that earlier too, and it didn't do it. So we might even be able to. Let's see if I drag this over. Okay, there you go. So we can actually kind of go through the steps here one at a time. So let's say this was a word problem or some piece of something. So we can do the line mask over there as well. All right, so that's a little better than I thought it would be. All right, and then it stays there until you get rid of it. So if we go back to the previous question and then come back to here, right, see it went away. But normally we would have to come back to the user drop-down menu. Let's say the mask was there. That's enabling it. We'd have to come back and then hide it. So bam, it goes away. Okay. All right, let me just check that we're good here. Yes, we are. Okay. Just want to make sure the stream is going okay. All right, so that's a whole bunch of tools. The next one is going to be the magnifier. Okay, so it's having us use this expand thing here, but we kind of don't really need to do that. But let's follow what it's saying. So it says click the left one, bam. So we get that. Then it says open the drop down again under the user drop down. Select enable magnifier. So we're going to do that. Okay, and it wants us to highlight this blue text here. So we're going to drag this over here, and it's going to allow us to see that. Okay, I do not believe there's a way to make the magnifier bigger than that. Okay, remember too that if your device supports the zoom capability with the fingers, so I'm going to pop this out like that, right? You can do that as well. There are a lot of tablets and Mac and even Windows does this. I do not know yet if the default is going to be a touchscreen or trackpads, or maybe just all the above. So the DOE is going to be the supplier of the device you're going to use. And again, so you can either leave this there and click to the next question, or come back up to the user drop-down menu and disable the magnifier. All right, this is handy. Maybe in an illustration, you can magnify into illustration, or even some words, or just it could be a caption on the passage, or something you like. There's a chart with a histogram or something, and you want to read what it's saying is going on there. So we want to use all capabilities. So this is kind of nice that they're allowing this kind of thing to happen. Okay, give me a second. I want to make sure this is still live. Okay, yes, we are. Okay, the chat had disconnected. All right, so please like and subscribe. And we're up to part 13. We still have 2 parts left. So there's going to be the equation editor. I'm going to do as a part by itself. That's not going to be too involved. So anyway, we can bring the screen back and click on this expanding. Bam. We're going to go back to that. And let's just do it because now it's tinier. So let's use the magnifier when it's tinier. So enable magnifier. I'm going to drag it over there, right? So we can see it there. And again, I can zoom in with my trackpad as well. So this is multi layers, if you will. But you might be on a device that doesn't allow you to zoom into the user interface. So, and again, I don't really like that I have to come back to this user menu to do some of this. I think the magnifier maybe should have an X to it or something like that. I'm going to put a note there about that too. I'm not sure that is a perfect solution either. But some kind of capability, like hitting escape, right? The escape key often on most things. Actually, let me do that because I think I did that on another feature before the video. I'm going to hit escape. Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't know to get rid of it. Okay, it kind of should. And wait, is that something there, or am I? No, it doesn't. It doesn't let you do it. So, okay, so that's going to disable the magnifier. So again, we have a whole bunch of tools here. We have a pop-up glossary. All right, so this one's kind of cute. If you notice the certain words here, and I'm going to literally zoom in now. If you look at the word vocabulary, if I mouse over the word vocabulary, if you notice there, it's bringing up a question mark. Okay, the same thing here for this word underline. So see the dotted underline underneath there? So there's 3 words that have a pop-up glossary capability here. The word vocabulary, the word underline, and the word organ. So if I click on it, boink, all right, and we can take that and drag it. I wished in this case that this actually came below that, because it's cluttering the question, if you will, if that was actually a question. So I'm going to put that there too. Let's see. Up. Hold on, that's not working. Up. Should self-adjust or something like that to use the space properly. I'll do this offline better. All right, so anyway, it's telling us that organ is a self-contained group of tissues performing a specific function of the body. If I go to vocabulary, it's the words you know in a particular language. If I go to underline, it says a line drawn on the word or phrase specifically for emphasis. So if you notice, they're kind of just giving a primary definition here. And this is going to be handy in particular for ELL students. And again, I don't know if this capability is going to be turned on and off for everybody. But if you're an ELL student, it might bring it up. If you click on that, it might bring it up, say, in Spanish. All right. So, and again, the definition doesn't really say that. So give me one more second again, because I want to get that qualified in the documentation. Let's see, pop up, glossary. What about ELLs? Is this for everybody or just ELLs? Because I can see this being handy in multi ways. I can see a pop-up glossary being available. I can also see that. So if you remember when you read a passage, sometimes there's a vocabulary word that they want you to figure out in context. And sometimes they give a vocabulary word that has a footnote, and you can go down to the footnote. So I'm assuming instead of footnotes, that this is what they're doing. So, and I'm going to write that here as well. So pop-up glossary instead of footnotes. I don't know. And again, that's in competition with using the glossary for ELL students. All right. So anyway, right. So the pop-up capability has nothing to do with the answer here. Okay. And this is a science question. We wouldn't normally get this kind of question on the SHSAT. This is a straight up science question, unless we just read a passage. And then I would say, according to the passage, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that is not something on there. So we have, maybe we're up to 5 or 6 capabilities here. Text to speech. So this one's kind of involved. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the video. Okay, so it says click the play button and listen to what you have. So we're going to come over here. That's the play text to speech.
Learn about text to speech. Then give it a try. Try it. 1. Select the play button on the text to speech player and listen to the words being read to you.
I'm not sure if this is coming through. You guys can hear that.
Select the toggle to hear button. Then select a sentence. 3. Select the settings button to change the volume and speed of the text to speech player.
Okay, so you can have it read the whole thing for you if you want. Okay, there's other things here like jump back, skip ahead, okay, and settings. And then there's toggle click to listen. All right, so there's different features. So you should definitely watch the video here to figure out what's going on. So if we do the toggle click to listen, and I just click on the sentence number 3.
Select the settings button to change the volume and speed of the text to speech player.
So it's only going to read the one I click on when I do that. So the play button plays them all, right? And by the way, when we're playing, so let me go back to play.
Learn about text to speech, then give it a try.
If I click that again, I stop. right? If I click
Learn
play,
about text to
it
speech.
resets.
Then
So it
give it a try.
doesn't have a
Try
memory
it.
of where it
1.
was. Okay, and then we can move back and forth. Because again, I might have
3.
this,
Select
and then there is this settings here, which is gonna make it talk faster or slower. Okay, this source voice female seems to be disabled, so I don't know if that option is going to be available for you guys. And then anyway, you can change the volume here. So let's just make it lower. So there's 3 capabilities there that it's kind of allowing us to do. So now if we play it,
Learn about text to speech. Then give it a try. Try it. 1. 1. Select the play button on the text to speech player and listen to the words 1. 1. Select the play button on the text to speech player and listen to the words being read.
all right. So that's just using all those different features there. And we click on the gear cog to bring it over to the side again. Okay. Now remember, there was one more kind of text to speech feature, which is basically I'm going to get rid of that because that mode was on. If I just click the word then, I can listen. This is the highlighting tool, but if I click listen,
2. Select the toggle to hear button. Then select a sentence.
so if you notice, it's using the speed that I set there. Right, I had clicked it to go slower. So that's an issue there. If you end up getting something like that, you're going to need to still, because you might get confused. You might accidentally have hit the speed, and when you go into use the highlighting, you're kind of hotkeying the listening here, right? That's why I kind of don't like this top toolbar. I don't like that I need to go to this drop down here. I almost wish some of those buttons were also long here as icons. There seems to be a lot of mouse movement going on for, I'm not sure if that is the best way to do this. I'm going to put this here, to this as well. That's lots of mouse movement to get, I'm just going to put tools and quotes because it's really all the tools. It's not even just these support tools. All right, so that's all the text-to-speech kind of capabilities there. I think this might be the last support tool. The zooming, a zoom drop down. So learn about the zoom feature and then give it a try. All right, so if we come over here, it's actually talking about using capabilities like this. But if we go to the next screen, it's actually letting us do this. So this is a browser feature, basically. If you zoom into the browser, so if I hit, I'm on a Mac right now, so if I hit Control plus, it's going to increase it, right? And if I hit Control minus, it's going to decrease it. All right, so that's the Mac keyboards. And if you notice now, I'm going tinier. All right, so this is like using your trackpad before to zoom back and forth. And then it's also, and if we do Command 0, so if I was to shrink it down and then just do Command 0, bam, it comes back to 100% size. And that same thing is going to happen for the PC. So if you have Windows or whatever. Um, it appears that this is not going to be allowed to run on Linux or Android. So it seems to just be a Mac slash other capability. Now, of course, I'm talking about the Zoom feature, but they're only documenting it for Mac and PC. So because the SRT is browser based, um, I'm assuming that there's no problem with that. So okay, I just got a message. Not sure what the message was about. Hold on. I don't know if our computer gave me a notification or not. All right, I'm not sure what the message is about. All right, so I'm just going to continue. So this is the Zoom feature. And then it's telling us that that section is complete. All right, so these are all the support tools. There's about 7 or 8 of them. And if we combine that with the other tools, there's about 10, a variety of 10 different tools. And again, I'm going to, under each of these sections, part 9, 10, 11, 12, and all that, I'm going to put some generic descriptions of what each tool are. So if you need a handy reference to come back to this, and I'm going to be producing a PDF with the tools and things like that as well. All right, so it's telling me some text messages I sent earlier has failed. I don't know why that's the case. All right, so any questions happening about anything we're talking about? Please like and subscribe. And we're going to do, so there's basically 2 more parts to this. One is the equation editor. That's an actual tool, if you will. And there is the question types. So I'm going to at least finish the tool part with the equation editor and then decide what to do after that. So the equation editor would be part 14, and then I'm going to decide whether to do part 15 or not today. Part 4, 5, and 6, I already did all the question types. So really what I'm going to do is present the summary. So let's see how late this gets and how tired I am. All right, so we're going to end this guy and come back and do the equation editor. That's going to be a short one, I believe. So, all right, see you in a minute.